Hello everyone, this is the Super Wig Maker, and today I'm making a video that a person indirectly requested. When I made the female topper and I told that I used synthetic and human hair blend, she asked me how did I make the blend so nicely, and because the hair looked like $1,000,000. It didn't look too plastic, it looked like human, but it was like very little human and more synthetic. And she asked me if I have a hackle, and I just told her that I did it with a normal brush. I don't have a hackle and I don't need a hackle to do that. So today I'm planning to turn this hair into a weft with this sewing machine that I got. It's so nice. I'm gonna make a review video for this sewing machine, and also I'm planning to make a video about the wefting process. But for now, since someone requested it and I didn't know that people would want to know that, because I don't know, I mean, so many times I've made a video because someone commented on something. So before I make the video, everything else, I need to make another blend, and this is human hair, the same hair that I used for the female topper. I'm not gonna use too much of that. I mean, this is like too much of hair already, but I'm gonna take a small section. I'm gonna put a little bit of number 16, and this is high heat Japanese fiber. And this is the hair that I'm gonna use mostly for that, because I really want to achieve a really light blonde. And this is an already mixed 60/613. This is how I got it. This is the Japanese high heat resistant fiber. So I'm gonna put this amount, a lot of amount of this one, a little bit from that, because I don't really want to darken this too much. And then I'm also going to use like a little bit from that, just to add a little bit more realistic look to that. So yeah, let's just get ready, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. So I took everything out, and once you have exactly the amounts that you want, this is the blonde one that I'm going to use. This is the number 16 amount. This is a very small amount. I'm going to put it right over here. And this is the human hair that I'm going to use. Now I think that the ends look quite okay. Okay, and then this hair is not the same size, but for synthetic hair I'm going to later fold it in half, so you realize that these two will fall approximately the same size, because I'm going to have a small fold over here, and then the end's going to be almost like that. So what I really want to do is put this hair, the human hair, the end of it right over here, and I want to make sure that it's slightly shorter than the synthetic. Okay, I don't want this to be lower than the synthetic, because the synthetic have more body in the end, and I don't want to have like a couple of strands that are human and have to cut them. Also, the blonde hair is the synthetic hair is the blondest, so I really want the ends, like the tips, to be slightly more blondish. So this is going to be a blend, this is going to be pure. So I'm going to put all this over here, and I'm going to have a very nice demarcation, sorry, a mark here, which is going to indicate me where the human hair finished. So I'm going to know that I have to kind of fold it over here. And now what I'm going to do is, you see the colors, I'm going to hold this with my left hand, and I'm going to work with my right hand. What I'm doing is I'm taking these little pinches and then do it like that. Do it like that. This is how they do also in the professional factories and stuff. Now you see that I twisted it. I'm gonna brush it a little bit. They would normally pass this from the hackle, but I don't have a hackle, so I'm just brushing it out. Then grab this and release that. Then I'm gonna brush this again, and then I'm going to proceed to do the same thing over and over and over again. I can just show you a couple more times how I'm making this. You see that it already started making a little bit of highlights and lowlights. If you really want to achieve this kind of look, you're good to go. But I want to make a very smooth and nice and uniform mixture here, so I'm not satisfied with that. And also, when you're going to work on whatever you're going to work, either you ventilate or you make wefts or whatever, you want to make a good amount of this, but you don't want to make like really small portions of hair every time, because you want to keep consistency. So if you make all this at once, you know that the whole batch is gonna have one color. If I make like a small amount of it, use it, then run out of it, and then make another one, another small one, then use it again, and then make another one and another one, and go on like that, then some of them might not be the same to others. So I'm risking not having a lot of consistency. So you see that it already starts blending quite better. I still see some spots that are still concentrated, but the more you do that, the more uniform it's going to become. See, it already starts becoming a little bit more uniform. The bad thing, of course, with what I'm doing right now is that I'm mixing both human and synthetic hair, and they don't seem to be very easy to blend, meaning that human hair tend to bundle. Let me see, am I on? Okay, I am. The human hair tend to group and bundle with other human hair, and the synthetic tend to do it the same with synthetic hair. So it's going to be slightly more difficult, to be honest, but the process is identical in whatever you really want to achieve. Do you want to make synthetic blend? Do you want to make human hair blend? Do you want to make a synthetic and human blend? The procedure should be the same. So pretty much I'm almost pleased with the result. You can see that you can just see a couple of lowlights and a couple of highlights, and I'm pretty satisfied with that, but I'm gonna keep doing this like a couple more times. This is the root. So look at that. And let me just show you. It has number 16 in there. It has number 60 and 613. Look how plastic this looks, and look how realistic that looks. And of course it has human hair in there. This doesn't look as matte as this. This is a little bit more obvious, like in the texture, but it doesn't look just plastic now. It looks more realistic than just synthetic hair, and I'm pretty pleased with the result. Look at that. It actually looks smooth, and I don't know if you can see that the body has this mixed color, and then the ends are slightly lighter, and this is why I told you that I wanted the human hair to end approximately here, because you can see that these two colors, this and this, are slightly different colors because I don't have too much human hair in here. I'm pretty pleased with that, and this is how I do it. And I never work with human and synthetic hair blend, but for this purpose I think it works because the outcome is so beautiful. But whenever I do synthetic blends, I always do exactly like that. And as you saw, it didn't take too long to be made into beautiful and uniform. And you know, if you still see a little bit that you don't like, if you inspect and see some weak points, you can actually continue doing this. It should take you like 10 minutes to make this amount of hair. Don't take a huge pinch because it's not going to be easy for you to do that. See, it's not going to be too easy, and you need to be able to grab it easily. But overall, it's not a difficult process. Look at that. Beautiful. I have a weak point here, for example. I'm going to blend it somehow like that. Brush it out. And yes, you keep inspecting, and if you don't like something, keep repeating the process and do this again. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm gonna turn this hair into a weft with my sewing machine. I have already done this. This is a teaser. I used white thread, of course. Now I switched to a little bit more, this was the white thread. I switched to, anyway, a little bit more creamy color. I'm gonna buy more stitching thread for making these wefts better. And this doesn't really, let me just put this over here. This doesn't shed at all anymore. Yeah, it shed a couple of strands because the edges are not very good. But I'm gonna talk about this in my next video, and then I'm gonna use these wefts to make something. So I have a couple of videos to show, so stay tuned, and meanwhile ask me anything you want.